guys. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am supposed to be doing New Year's content. That is what I have scheduled for myself to do. But you guys, I did a thing and now I have to talk to you about it. I have to talk about it. I've been talking to people who have no clue what I'm talking about this thing. And I have to just talk about it. I can't not talk about it. And that is Manacled. I have had Manacled on my TBR for years. When I tell you years, I mean years. It was published in 2018 on a bunch of fan fiction websites. I believe the most prominent place it was is Archive of Our Own. And I'm going to mess up the name, I believe it's Sen Lin Yu. And that is the original author. There's a million fake ones out there. You want Sen Lin Yu's Manacled. Well, we're going to talk about it, but if you don't go before December 31st and download the PDF, it's going to be gone. So, I'm trying to get this up. It is December 26th. No, God, it's like the 28th when I'm recording this. So I'm probably going to have a Sunday video for you guys because I want you guys to have the opportunity to go download this PDF. It is 950 pages, 300,000 words. So it's a big download, but it's worth it. So, what is Manacled? It is a Draco and Hermione fanfiction at the core. At the core, that is what it is. But it is so much more than that. It's insane. It has a lot of Handmaid's Tale aspects to it as well. What has happened in Manacled is that it takes place at the height of the very last fight between Harry and Voldemort, where, you know, the epic scene in the movie where Voldemort comes out and he says Harry Potter is dead. Well, in Manacled, Harry Potter really is dead. So, what the fuck, right? And Hermione is sent to the breeding program to be a breeder for the Great Reeve of the Death Eaters, who just happens to be Draco Malfoy. And he is supposed to impregnate her and create a line of very powerful witches and wizards. And there's a lot of flashbacks to the war. There is a lot. It is, check your trigger warnings. There's a lot of essay and gore and things like that in this story. Like a lot of it. So please check your trigger warnings. But this book is brilliant. And the last line of the book, I didn't cry the whole 300,000 words, you guys. I didn't cry. There was a couple of moments where I had to set the book down, walk away from it, come back to it. I didn't cry until the very last line of the last epilogue, where there's a photo of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and there's a description of Hermione, and I ugly cried. When I tell you I had to, take a moment and just sob, oh, she got me on the last line. It's so much more than a Draco and Hermione fanfiction. Honestly, it is how I feel like Harry Potter should have ended. Because the very end of it always didn't quite sit well with me. We have built up and gotten darker and darker and darker for the last handful of books. And then suddenly, Harry defeats Voldemort and all is well and everybody goes on to get married and live happily ever after. Yes, we lost a few people, but for the most part, it was a pretty great outcome, right? And I just never really sat right with me. I was like, this great dark lord? They just defeat him like that? And it just always was like, I don't know if I feel like that is how it actually would have happened. So this story seems hyper more realistic to me. It pulls a lot of World War II elements. Like I said, a lot from The Handmaid's Tale. Obviously, the whole thing is Harry Potter fan fiction. So there's a lot of influences there. Now, this story is supposed to be being traditionally published as The Alchemist at some point in time. That is why they are pulling it from Archive of Our Own. And in publishing it as The Alchemist, I don't know how they're going to do that. I'm very intrigued, and I cannot wait for it to come out. I will be first in line to purchase this because, wow, I'm really excited to see what they do with this, because how are they going to get this much lore that they were handed by it being Harry Potter fan fiction? How are they going to get all this lore into a book? It's going to have to be like Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight length in order to get all of these characters' lore done properly. I'm very excited to see what they do with it. But Manacled is incredible, and don't put it off like I did for years. Because like I said, I started hearing about this book in like 2019, 2020, about how incredible it was. And I've been putting it off for years, being like, oh, I want to eventually get to this, but it's a fan fiction and it'll always be there. It might not always be there, guys. And I wanted to read it in its original form, so I started it at Christmas Eve, and I finished it on like the 27th. And it was so damn good. The perfect way to spend Christmas this year. The perfect way to spend Christmas this year. Just wrapped up in this story of overcome and hope and war and ugliness and faith and love and forgiveness, and there's so many themes. There's so many themes that it's just brilliantly done, and Sen Lin Yu deserves all of the flowers for this one. I cannot believe it took me so long to read it. I really, really, really hope that she is getting treated well by her publisher, gets what she deserves with the new publication of The Alchemist, because she deserves everything for this body of work. Yeah, I could go on for hours, you guys. Manacled. If you can get your hands on it still, that's why I'm putting this video up on a Sunday, because I want you to have the shot to get your hands on it. It is so freaking good. So freaking good. Go out there and read really interesting books, guys. Not just what's popular on Book Talk. Not just what's the fad right now. Find independent authors. Find people who are pushing the norms and read their books, because it is eye-opening. Yeah. Let's leave it at that, you guys. I love you so, so much. And I am so happy that you guys are here. Thanks for all the likes, comments, and shares. I totally appreciate it. And have yourself a brilliant and wonderful, happy New Year.